She was building the shelter with her own trembling hands, fitting broken boards together like pieces of a life that had shattered too soon. The wood was old, splintered, scavenged from abandoned barns and storm-ruined fences. Every nail she hammered echoed through the empty land, sharp and lonely. This small shelter, barely more than a hut, was all she could manage after losing everything else. Her name was Mara. Only 6 months earlier, this land had felt full of life. Her husband, Daniel, had laughed loudly, planned endlessly, and promised that one day they would build a real house here. Strong walls, a wide porch, a roof that didn't leak. But promises are fragile things. Daniel had died suddenly in an accident at the mill, crushed beneath falling timber. One moment he was alive, and the next he was gone, leaving behind silence, debt, and a widow no one quite knew what to do with. Mara had no family of her own. Daniel's parents had passed years ago, and most of his relatives lived far away. The land they lived on technically belonged to Daniel's family, but no one had rushed to claim it. No one except one man. She felt him before she saw him. The air shifted, heavy with presence. Mara stopped hammering and slowly turned around. At the edge of the clearing stood a tall man, his posture rigid, his arms crossed. His face was familiar, too familiar. Same dark hair, same sharp jawline. But where Daniel had always carried warmth in his eyes, this man carried shadows. It was Luke, Daniel's older brother. He hadn't visited since the funeral. Mara's chest tightened. She wiped sweat and dust from her forehead with the back of her sleeve. "You didn't say you were coming," she said quietly. Luke didn't answer right away. His eyes moved over the half-built shelter, the crooked walls, the tarp stretched where a roof should have been. His jaw clenched. "I heard you were still here," he finally said. "This is my home," Mara replied, her voice firmer than she felt. Luke stepped closer, boots crunching against dry leaves and broken wood. "That land was Daniel's, and Daniel was my brother." "He was my husband," she said, meeting his gaze. Silence stretched between them, thick with things left unsaid, grief, guilt, anger. Luke had always been the responsible one, the brother who stayed behind when Daniel chased dreams. After the accident, people whispered that Luke blamed himself for not being there, for not stopping Daniel from working that day. Luke looked away first. "You shouldn't be living like this," he said, gesturing toward the shelter. "This isn't safe." Mara laughed softly, bitterly. "Neither is sleeping under the open sky. You could leave," he said. "Go to town, find work. Start over." "With what money?" she asked. "With what family?" Luke had no answer. Days passed and Luke didn't leave. At first, he simply watched. Mara worked from dawn until her hands blistered, lifting boards that were too heavy, measuring with her eyes because she had no tools.